Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for a radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. This is part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD, and today we're talking about CPR hesitancy. This is something that is really fascinating to me. A new research study found that only 39% of women in cardiac arrest receive CPR from strangers in public, compared with 45% of men. And in the United States, Hispanic, Latino, and Black people are at a higher risk for out-of-hospital cardiac arrest with a poor prognosis due to longstanding structural racism and social policies. And here to talk to us more about this and what you all need to know about how you can help save a life, we're excited to welcome medical expert Dr. Marina Del Rios to our program today. She's going to talk to you all not only about the importance of knowing CPR, but also what we can do to be able to help save a life as well. Dr. Del Rios, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
For having me. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, this is a really it's a sobering thought, Dr. Del Rios, to me when I was first pitched this segment, because it's sad to think that someone would not get the help they need because of some of these factors. But I mentioned some of the information there, but why is there such hesitancy when it's to perform CPR on women, have they noticed, especially when it comes to the Hispanic and Black communities?
Well, so let's start with women in general. And women in general, as you said, receive less bystander CPR when they experience a cardiac arrest in public spaces than men. And perhaps one of the barriers may be fear of accusation of inappropriate touching or sexual assault when you're performing CPR in a public space. Again, you have to do chest compressions, and that may seem like inappropriate touching for the person who's not trained. But for Black and Latino women specifically, there's a number of barriers that have much to do with structural racism and the lack of access to educational and healthcare resources, right? So our Black and Latino communities may have perceived lack of training or knowledge. They may not feel equipped to perform CPR correctly. And so for fear of causing more harm, may hesitate to perform CPR. And we know that Latino and Black communities have lower rates of training in bystander or CPR. There may also be fear of legal consequences. These are communities that have, with reason, distrust in law enforcement and may have fear of being blamed for causing harm to the person that they're trying to rescue. So all of these are significant barriers that can be addressed, but it requires a commitment to promoting equity in access to bystander CPR training and a knowledge on what to do when a cardiac arrest occurs.
Really good point. And Dr. Del Rios, I have to say, until you mentioned some of those, I had not thought about that, but I could actually then see why there would be then this issue. So with that being said, though, we do know that it is important to do what we can to be able to help others, especially when we see they're in distress. What are some ways we can increase training and knowledge of bystander CPR? Well,
so the easiest way right now is we do have a campaign with the American Heart Association. That's the Heroes Saving Hearts campaign. We have resources available to the community for free to learn the steps to rescuing someone with a cardiac arrest, which is two very simple steps. One is calling 911, and I know that there may be some hesitation in our communities, Black and Latino communities, to access 911 for fear of legal repercussions. But what you're doing by calling 911 is activating the emergency medical system, which is going to be crucial to rescuing someone with a cardiac arrest. You can't rescue a person on your own with just CPR, right? You need to activate the paramedics and EMTs to come help you. So that's step number one. Step number 2 is learning how to do hands-only CPR and being ready to do it when someone has a cardiac arrest. And it's very easy to do. We have videos available through our Heroes Saving Hearts campaign on the web where it teaches you correct hand positioning. Basically, what you want to do is put both hands on the center of the chest, one on top of the other. Use the heel of your hand to put pressure in the center of the chest and then push hard and fast is what we say, 100 to 120 beats per minute. And if you need to remember how fast that is, there's a few songs that can help you remember that. Staying Alive is probably the one that we quote the most. So that is 100 to 120 beats per minute. But I like Let's Get It Started by Black Eyed Peas. That's also a good one, plus also very relevant to this topic. And Just Dance by Lady Gaga. And we have a whole other list of songs in we have a Spotify list that American Heart Association has put together and that you can access through the website too.
Well, love that. Great information for our audience there. So last thing I'm going to ask you about, Dr. Del Rios, is what should we do in an emergency event? Like we said, whether we're seeing someone that may be having trouble, what is the first thing that we should do?
Either call 911 yourself, or if you're in a public space and somebody can call 911 for you, point to someone and tell them call 911. Again, that's to activate the emergency medical system so that we can get paramedics, EMTs, and an ambulance on the way. And then second is start doing CPR, doing chest compressions. Hands-only CPR is as effective as conventional CPR, so you don't have to worry about doing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on a stranger. Hands-only CPR will get that heart pumping in time for then the EMTs to step in and do more advanced resuscitation. So call 911, start hands-only CPR.
Great information for our audience. Again, everyone, medical expert Dr. Marina Del Rios has been our guest. She's been talking with us not only about the disparities when it comes to CPR for individuals, women, especially Hispanic and Black communities, but also what we all could do if we do find someone that's in a situation where they need assistance. Dr. Del Rios, you mentioned the website before, but would you mind giving that out again where our audience can learn more information?
Sure. It's heart, HEART.org/CPR Heroes. So capital letters CPR, lowercase heroes, HEROES. And you'll find a whole host of resources there, including some videos on what to do when you see a cardiac arrest and how to perform CPR.
Awesome. We'll make sure that we link that up for our audience as well. Dr. Del Rios, thank you again for the time. Really appreciate it. And looking forward to speaking with you again.
Same here. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
You as well. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. So let's go make today amazing. Take care.